Okay guys, here's what we're up to. Putting this driveway in. Big Biscuit's watering her down.
I'm hoping the concrete will grow.
What's that?
Said I'm hoping the concrete will grow.
The concrete will grill?
Grow.
Oh, grow, alright.
Yeah.
Oh, you're watering it. We're trying to grow concrete here by watering down this stone. So we got some drains in here, and it's gonna pitch from this edge of the concrete here into the drain like that, and then it's gonna pitch back up like this to right where that corner is, right here. This corner here is gonna pitch back to the drain that way, guys. So just because of the lay of the land here, you can see over there is a little higher, and then from that point it's gonna all pitch that way. So right from here it's gonna pitch that way. That's how we're doing that. We got wire mesh in here, we got water reducer in our concrete, and we got fiber mesh in there too. So because he's got that big backhoe that he drives on this thing. Don't water me down.
Oh yeah, remember
Hold on.
spraying me the other day?
Getting out of the way. Then we got to pour this over here. So we're gonna have to bring the truck around the side of here to get this piece. And we can't drive on the septic tank, so we got to deal with that. And then there's one more piece over here that we're gonna do. Jay's wetting the substrate because it's pretty hot out today, guys. It's about 80 degrees. The sun's right on our head. So here is this piece that we're going to be pouring. Sounds like our concrete's here. It's a lawnmower? Oh. Hey, I hope it ain't here because it's real early. Anyways, he's got some propane tanks that go in here, guys. So we're pouring this little one here too. That's what we're doing. Got 20 yards coming. It's pretty thick. The whole thing's 6 inches thick, so eating up some concrete for a small, like 30 by 32 area. So stay with us. We'll get some video footage for you guys. Hey guys, Bondo here. We're pouring out a driveway here, a 20-yard pour today, and we used 3,500 pound concrete with it's got air in it. It's air trained concrete, guys. What that means is it's got little tiny air bubbles in it, because we get some freeze and thaw cycles here. I live in upstate New York, and we get a lot of freeze and thaw cycles. So this chemical that they put in the concrete will actually add air bubbles, little microscopic air bubbles, to the concrete, and that'll allow the water a place to go. When it freezes, it won't pop and blister the surface of the concrete. So like I said, we got a 20-yard pour here, 3,500 air trained concrete with we put water reducer in this concrete, guys, but we actually poured this this at a really low slump. And you guys that don't know it, when slump on concrete is how thick or thin the concrete is, how much water is in the concrete. will equate to the slump of the concrete. Basically, you can test the slump of concrete by piling it up, and they put it in a cone, like an upside down cone, guys, and they pull the cone off the concrete, and the amount of settlage that the concrete has in inches would be the slump. So if you pulled the cone off and the concrete fell down 8 inches, that would be an 8-inch slump. And if it only falls down 4 inches, that's a 4-inch slump. And I'll show you a couple times here what, when we're pouring this out, I can kind of show you when we piled it up that it was a very low slump concrete. And with the water reducer that we had in this, it made it even less of a slump, really, because water reducer is a chemical that you can put in there. It's a super plasticizer, and what that does, guys, makes the concrete more workable. So when that's in there, your concrete will be looser, but it'll actually be a lower slump, if that makes sense. If you got any questions on that, hit me a comment. But we ended up, like I said, this was pretty thick. It was a hot day, so we really had a hustle on this one. I wanted to pour it thick, guys, because this homeowner here has a big backhoe, and he's going to drive on this slab a lot. So we poured it out at 6 inches thick, which is pretty good thickness for a driveway like this. And with the 3500 with the water reducer, that's going to be and pouring it at a 4.5 inch slump. This is going to be a really strong slab, and we got the wire mesh in it. If you notice, Greg there, he's got them hooks in his hand. We pull a wire up as we go. There's Greg right there pulling wire up with them 2 hooks in his hand. So as we go here, I don't know if you ever demoed any concrete, guys, but when there's wire in the concrete, it definitely does not come apart good. It does not demo well. That's why I like concrete. I like wire in the concrete. And we also put fiber mesh in this concrete. We put a full-size fiber. There's a couple different kinds of fiber you can get for concrete around here. You can get a microfiber, which is it won't show up as much when you finish it, but I don't believe it's as strong as the full-size fiber. And that's just a fiberglass that they mix in with the concrete, guys, and it gives it extra strength when it dries. It kind of ties the concrete together. So we used that's a Marshalltown Shockwave power screed that we're using here, guys. And we put some wet pads in, and I'm just pulling it off. You can see how thick this concrete is. It's not pulling off really well. You got the puddler right there. I call this guy a puddler. He's raking the concrete off behind me. You can tell it's really thick. The power screed, not really liking it too much, pulling it off, but we're getting it. And we're pulling it right down. I'm pulling it from a wet pad on my left down to and I'm using the form on the right hand side here. Now right there, guys, look at that pile of concrete when they poured that out right there. That didn't settle hardly at all, so that's what I wanted to show you. One spot that you can tell how thick that concrete was. So I'm putting a wet pad in here, guys. All this is a piece of concrete at grade, and I put a little X on it, if you notice. So I have a laser level, and I'll shoot that, and then we'll take this is 16-foot aluminum screed, and we're going to pull a wet pad, which is nothing but wet concrete that's at grade. We're going to pull this off right here. We're knocking the stones down and just pull it off, and that's my my set point per se. Now I got the power screed, and I'm just going to buzz it off from where we troweled around the drain on the left here, or on my right, and then we pull off to the top of that wet pad. I got 2 puddlers behind me, guys, and they're keeping everything flat. Trying to fill in any little holes that we got. You notice I picked it up a couple times just to kind of make it a little better. Because when it's really thick like this, it doesn't close up well. It's a little harder to close. If it was really wet, that thing would just pull right across there, and there'd be no honeycombing or anything. But when you pour it thick like that, definitely a little harder. So my son Jason, aka Big Biscuit, is on the float here. He's floating her off. He's just floating right across that trench drain, guys. Me and Trevor there putting a wet pad in. So we get that's now on grade. And I'm going to grab the power screed and just buzz it off right across there. That's what I'm doing there. Got my puddlers there. Kick a little concrete in. Just pulling right across. Trying to get it flat as we can here. There's a pitch here, as I said in the video earlier. It's pitching back to that drain. That's another thing, guys. When you're doing pitches, I think it's easier. The concrete's a little thicker to get a good pitch. There's Greg again pulling wire up. Big biscuit floating. Getting everything floated off with a bow float. We're just about empty with this first truck, guys. 10 yards on the first truck, and then we had to finish it up, and then we had those other pads. I think right here we run out. Yeah, that's empty. And we left the form board off, guys. As you can tell, that's how the truck drove in there. We left that end form board off, so we're just cleaning out his chute here, getting all the concrete out, dumping it, and then we're going to get this guy out of here and get the next truck in. This company, Vitali, that we use is really good at having the trucks right on top of each other. Here comes the second truck, so you don't have to wait around. It works out really good. There's other companies that I've used that aren't so good at that. They don't send the truck right away, and you'll end up with a cold joint in your concrete, and it just messes up the finish. But these guys are good. When they schedule a delivery, they're usually on time, and in the second truck, there's never a big gap between the trucks, so I really like that. I like to work with these guys. So guys, if you're new to my channel, I'll introduce myself. My name's Ron Bond. I got a company called Bondo Built Construction. Everybody calls me Bondo because of my last name. And this is what we do during the summer, guys. We pour a lot of concrete. It's all residential stuff. We build foundations out of new Dura blocks. The insulated concrete forms. People really like that. So we do a bunch of that stuff. And I got over 100 videos on YouTube right now. I got maybe like 120 videos. And most of them are about concrete and building foundations and, stuff like this, pouring driveways. And, we do pool decks, sidewalks, stamped concrete. During the winter, we also do some different renovation stuff on houses. I usually buy a house every couple of years and fix it up. So I try to get some of that stuff during the winter because we live in upstate New York, so we don't pour concrete much in the winter, really. I don't like to pour concrete after, like, November 1st, guys. I try not to pour any concrete. It's just, with all the rain and stuff, and, all my tools, I'd have to drag them around in all the salt and everything that's in the road, so I try not to do that. But, if you like this kind of stuff, guys, do me a favor and, first of all, hit the like button if you like these videos, or this video in particular. And another thing, hit the subscribe button because we're putting out a lot of good videos and trying to teach you guys everything I know about concrete. I've been doing concrete over 30 years, so a lot of valuable stuff. I think a lot of people are getting a lot out of it. It helps you guys out that are new, or even the veterans. I know a few tricks, or you might know a few things, and we help each other out, pass the knowledge back and forth. I get a lot of good ideas from my viewers on here too, so it's going both ways. I really like this YouTube platform, so my channel's growing pretty good, so that'd be awesome if you guys would subscribe. And if you're watching my video, a lot of people are watching my videos, but they're not subscribed, so subscribe and hit that bell notification too, and then you'll know when I upload another video. So anyways, back to the pour, guys. We're just raking things off, filling her in, puddling everything out. I like to get everything flat, dump out a bunch of it, and then we don't have to set any more wet pads because we got our concrete on my right and we got the board on my left, and everything's set to grade. So Trevor's over there magging along the edges of the form board, And I got that 16 footer, and we're just gonna. I like to pat it down when it's thick like this, guys. If you notice, I'm knocking the stones down, and then I'll grab this, the power screed, and we're just gonna buzz it off. We were hustling right here, and I got it in fast forward, obviously, but we were really moving because this concrete was getting really thick, and I wanted to get it down. I didn't want to mess around, so we were really humping here, trying to get it down. It was pretty hot that day. We poured it out at about 1 o'clock, guys. Sun was right on top of our head, so I'd rather pour them in the morning, but you can't always get concrete in the morning. We've had a lot of trouble getting concrete this year. Everybody's real busy. I think a lot of people are doing a lot of projects around their houses because of coronavirus. So that's affected us quite a bit. We've had a lot of work though. So anyways, there we go, and I'm gonna buzz this off real quick and then turn and just work my way right out the thing. My puddler's right there behind me, leveling everything out, and that's how we do it. Big biscuit floating again. And we just get to this point. I just get rid of that power screed and just take a 2x4 here and just pull it off with a 2x4. Get that extra concrete. We try not to put too much in, but we did put a little bit too much in. You always want to try to leave a hole at the end so you don't have to take it back out, guys. Like we're going to do here. We got to go get a wheelbarrow and take some shovelfuls out, but not much. But sometimes you'll pour a lot too much in there. We've done that before. You try not to do that. Just try to pour just what you're going to need. We just took this concrete out and I just swept across it with this 2x4. Just leveling it out with a 2x4. Brought a wheelbarrow over. We didn't know how much extra concrete we were going to have, so I don't want to throw it out. So I'm just sweeping it out here. Guys grabbing a shovel and pulling that little bit extra out. Then we're done here. And Big Biscuit's going to float her off. So here we are on the side here, guys. You got a little propane area. He puts a propane tank. Now look at that slump right there, guys. That's what I want to show you. We just poured out. See that slump just hanging there? That's a real low slump concrete. See when I step in it? Barely even moves. I'd say that's a good 4 slump or less right there. So that just goes to show you, how thick this concrete was. When I say thick, I'm talking slump. It was 6 inches thick, the slabs. But when I say it's thick concrete, I'm talking slump. It's a real low slump, like I was explaining to you earlier in the video. And we're just magging off the edge here around this thing, and then dumping this one off. And then we got that one pad around back we got to hit. So that's what we're doing here, filling her in, trying to make sure we didn't dump too much in again, leaving a little hole. Trevor's magging off the edges. And I just use a 2x4 to pull this one out. We hit it right here on the edge with the aluminum screed to make sure she was flat. When we get that out of there, I just grab that 2x4 and sweep my way out. I'm just kicking the concrete in with my feet, guys. And, my puddler's out there just raking things off. I'm just filling in my boot tracks as I go out. That's how we're doing this. And I'm not leaving it perfect because we're going to bow float it. The bow float will take those little ridges out that you see. That bow float will flatten that right out. I mean, I got it flat, but you can see those little lines. They'll go right out with the bow float. There we are. We're done with this one. So we're back in the back there. We just grabbed a piece of plastic because that track buggy that I got, Allen track buggy, thing is great, but man, does it splatter when you're dumping concrete out of that thing. And this is that low slump concrete, so it doesn't splatter as bad as wet concrete, but boy, she still splatters. So this guy just had his house sided, so we should have put a piece of plastic in the back. I don't know, we forgot to, but so we just dumped like 3 track buggies full in there. We couldn't get the truck close enough because there's a septic tank in front of this truck, guys, so that's why we stopped them there. We couldn't pull them up any farther, right where that dirt spot is. So same thing, guys, just raking it off, magging around everything. Then I got a little 8-foot aluminum screed here. I'm just pulling it out pretty much by myself. Trevor's hitting the edge, got my puddler behind me, raking everything out. Then we just pulled it right out, trying to get her done. We're going to broom finish all this concrete here. Stay with us. I'll show you how we broom this out. I end up kneeboarding pretty much the whole slab just because it was kind of drying really fast and had some ridges in it. I couldn't really get with the bow float or the funny float, so I kneeboarded the whole thing. So stay with us and I'll show you how I did that. This pad's pretty much done here.
Got boss man Bondo with the longest arm he's ever held. Oof. Look at that. Absolute animal.
What's your plan for getting right up and close here?
This Fresno.
Alright, well you might want to hit that quick because it's starting to get hard.
Oh, we're going to have to kneeboard it.
That might be a better option. I can't reach out far enough.
Okay, come here, move this laser. Okay, guys, that tool I was using there was called a funny float. Nothing but a big float that's on. It's like a mag float on a pole, and it's adjustable. But here I am, guys, just hitting along the house. There was some honeycombing in there, which is like, you know, open concrete. It needed to be sealed up and flattened out. So I ended up kneeboarding this whole slab, guys, because if you look at it, there's some ridges in it from the bow float and the funny float. It really wouldn't come out because we poured it so stiff, such a low slump that it was workable, but I wasn't sinking in. I waited till I wasn't sinking in bad, and I just scooped my way along on these knee boards and just flattened everything out, getting some good cream up to the surface, filling in any rock holes, and just giving myself a better surface for broom finish. Smaller pads, you might not have to get out on them, but sometimes these bigger pads, especially in the sun like this, you got to get out on them and get some good cream worked up, something for your broom to lay in, and just get rid of those ridge lines. You can see them right there, all those little lines from the bow float. They'll show through into your broom finish. So here I am, guys, just like I said, just scooting my way along. I always revert back to these foam boards. I don't know why. I bought a set of sliders, the stainless steel sliders, but I don't know, I'm just too fat or whatever. I always end up sinking in a little more than I want to. So maybe they're better for smaller guys, I guess. I don't know. I just can't seem to make them work that good. So I always revert back to these, just a couple of pieces of 2-inch polystyrene. Let me know what you guys do if you got a better method for, if you use knee sliders, or if you use certain kind of boards that you made up. I've seen people make them out of plywood, but my knees ain't the greatest, so I like the foam board until it starts to break and it leaves little pieces you got to keep picking out. I don't like that, but that's what I use, guys. Just let me know in the comments what you guys like better, what you use to kneeboard with. I've seen a lot of guys on them sliders. But that's what I'm doing, just like I said, knocking down all those bow float lines, getting the ridges. So right here, I'm gonna start brooming it here. I didn't finish kneeboarding it. You can see I kneeboarded about half of it. So right now we're gonna get over there and put the broom on it. Right here, we're just gonna broom it, guys, because like I said, you can see where I stopped kneeboarding. I'm gonna broom all that, and then I'll finish kneeboarding the rest of it. I don't think I'll put that in the video though, kneeboarding the rest of it. You've seen how you do that. But that's what we're doing here. Just dragging the broom across there. We got a nice surface to work with. So we're just dragging it across and give yourself a nice non-slip surface. Usually you want a broom perpendicular to your garage so that when you're driving on your driveway, it gives you like a better surface, like a more grippy surface. A lot of times we'll have to wash this broom off. Once it gets clumped up with the concrete, we'll just wash it off like that, and we'll hit it again.
Somebody drag the broom. There's a little broom right there.
Yeah, a little broom head.
Hand it to Greg. Greg, do that little section right there. That little. Get it a little bit further than the siding, Greg. So when I push down, you know what I'm saying? I'll overlap you. Start out a little farther. There you go. I think you got it. Try not to get it hung up underneath there again.
Please don't. Best part is he just gets done saying, looks like he's almost done this before.
That spot you did doesn't look right, Greg, for some reason.
Looks a little clumpy.
It looks funky from here. I think your room was too wet. Rub it out with a mag and redo it. It's like something's wrong with it. Doesn't look right. See that?
Didn't even get it on camera.
You did that on purpose, right? Not.
Here, let's get this out of the way so when you do it again, you don't trip on it.
Yeah, let's leave a few more things under my feet. Redneck ingenuity. CCC style.
Edit.
Yeah.
You don't want nothing to do with redneck in his videos.
Oh no, you don't want nothing to do with the CCC.
That was
custom concrete. Alright, we're gonna have to go again.
round two.
Bill, let me get positioned here. I'm gonna block your feet so you can't slide. Ready?
Yep, going.
Oh yeah.
This is like extreme planking, right?
Guess it ain't that bad having a little guy on the team.
Yep.
Good old Hurley belt. Yeah.
Oh, quick this thing will open up.
I got my face on it.
Think Chrissy would get jealous?
The goob.
Ron's a goofy goober, yeah. We're all goofy goobers, yeah. Everyone be sure after their good broom strokes to wipe off the goop.
We gotta get rid of the goobers. Whose bright idea was it to put that pink foam on there? Frank. I know, I was joking. I don't ever put foam like that.
What are your overall thoughts about the day today?
It sucked. It was about 100 degrees in the sun. Concrete was drying real fast. Yeah, it sucked.
That's about it.
That's about it. We got her though.
Oh yeah. Everything.
We're giving her the old finishing touches now.
Oh yeah, we're in the end zone right now.
The final couple strokes.
Yeah.
Final couple strokes.
Edit. Wow.
Gorgeous. Yeah. Other side.
Other side.
Around back.
Now to finish up the little back patio here. Part 2.
That door looks crooked as all hell. Straighter. Oh, this is the one we've been looking for. No. Oh. Still gotta do that. Oh. Stupid thing.
We gotta do this.
Other way. Other way.
Why?
To match the lines on that when you put
It's
it.
a sewer cover.
Oh. I thought that was your step for.
I don't even know why I'm grooming it, but I'm just humoring you. It's just a sewer cover.
It's not even brooming.
Just so Frank don't slip. I don't
Yeah.
groom it.
This is
There
for
we go.
I thought that was the step for over there.
Oh. Oh yeah. Here she is, guys. Come out pretty good. We haven't edged that yet. Greg's gonna hit that. Greg's edging. We're picture framed her. We're gonna cut it tomorrow, guys.
Say what?
I said we're gonna cut it tomorrow, Frank. What do you think?
You gonna cut it?
Yeah, we're gonna cut it.
Oh,
Too
okay.
close, man. Social distancing, bud.
What? Yeah. I think it's absolutely gorgeous.
All
I've
right.
been waiting a long time for this.
Yeah.
This is what I've been waiting for.
Nice.
Yes,
Everything you've dreamed of.
Yeah, is it everything you dreamed of, Frank?
just about.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you think, Biscuit?
I think my back hurts.
Your back hurts? My back is killing me.
Yeah, I can
My back
imagine.
hurts from carrying the team.
Here's a little pad on the back side, guys. And there's gonna be a sidewalk here going up to there with a step in it. Next pour we do, we'll frame this off and put a walk from there down to here with one step in it. That's how we did that. We made him a little cover for his sewer that he broke this, we didn't. So we made a new one for him. That's what we're doing. What she looks like, guys. Big Biscuit's washing her up. Got a little rain today.
We still work right now.
Work in the rain, right, Jay? Big Biscuit working in the rain.
Don't get rainy days off.
No rain days here for Bondo built.
Snow days off,
Snow days, yeah. No rain days, just snow days.
though. Every snow day.
So we got it all cut. We cut her here, cut her down the middle there. Cut these between these drains. And this rain will do it some good. Keep it nice and wet. And we backfilled it. Give them a rough backfill. And I put a little material here so you can drive up in it. We're gonna add on to this next year. It's gonna go all the way to the, I think this post right here. We're gonna add on to right here. It's gonna come out. And we're gonna angle it to that point there. And then he's gonna blacktop the rest. He's got a pretty long driveway. That's what she looks like. See you on the next video, guys.